Hello and welcome to another edition of Monday Night with the Marks. This is Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. I am your host tonight, Adam Baum. Alongside me is Rody Rob.
Yep.
And somewhere else, you'll see him in the little picture-in-picture for us, is the bionic one, Bryan. What's going on, buddy?
Hello. Hi. Hello. Hey.
So, exciting news. Although we quit watching Raw because it's just not good.
Not.
Even though, I mean, they came strong tonight, Rob, by answering the AEW All Out, that was last night. They came correct because their heavyweight champion is challenging the tag champs.
That's what I understand. That's exciting.
That's big right there. I mean, good job, Vince, for
programming. Yeah,
counter programming.
And you want to talk about debuts out of nowhere, unexpected debuts. Drake Maverick.
What?
Yeah, he
going
debuted.
after the 24/7 title.
Yeah, man. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was doing that back when EC3 was here anyway, so it's kind of like he's gone nowhere in 2 years. But
Anywho.
The point is not to talk about WWE tonight. We're going to talk about AEW. Specifically, we're going to talk about All Out. We're going to break down more of the highs, not necessarily the lows pre-show. But the rest of it was good. Come on, man. The pre-show was the one exception. I think even Bryan can agree on that.
Nope, I don't agree.
No, I didn't even watch. Dude, I don't watch pre-shows. I'm not a pre-show kind of guy. It's
So,
not my thing.
first off, Bryan, did you see us?
But the one important part about the pre-show, Bryan, before we get to all the other debuts and stuff, the big return, the Butcher, fresh off his rehab stint.
His thumb surgery.
His thumb surgery.
That's where he was shooting heroin in his thumb?
Yeah, I guess it was right in his thumb. Yeah, right straight in. No,
that's right. He cut a vein in his thumb from when he broke that beer bottle when he fell off the bar.
No.
No.
He looked good though, from what I hear.
No chat.
His hair is long.
Oh, you got it.
You know.
Yeah, he looked much better than he did, but although he definitely got himself blown up just kind of reintroducing himself to the audience.
No, false. Did not happen.
All right, so where do you want to start, guys? We want to
hold
start.
On. Wait. You make some lewd comments about the pre-show. You allow Bryan to just piggyback on you about hating the pre-show. I don't agree with you on the pre-show.
Oh, okay. I thought we were done with the pre-show.
No, because you didn't let me have my moment there. You're like, you liked it? Oh, okay, whatever. We're gonna move on.
Yeah, I want to hear Rob's moment.
It's not that complicated. I thought, if you wanted to have a spotty, fun, kind of just Cirque du Soleil match, that was it. It wasn't a bad match. It was a spot fest, but nobody expected that to be a major storyline. Nobody in that match has been like top of the fucking booking chart, major storyline. So I thought it was a perfect pre-show match, honestly. I thought if you're going to do pre-show, you do two feuds that mean nothing, pair them together, and fucking have a fun tag team match. No big deal. I thought it was good. Well booked.
Fair enough. But the real start of the show was going to be our first title match. Is Miro and Kingston. This is a really good match. The feud kind of started a little late, but I don't think it mattered, Bryan, because the connection that you'd make with this match if you're in the audience is all about Miro's character right now.
Miro's character, and not to mention, I mean, Eddie Kingston also has a pretty significant connection with the crowd as well. So, I mean, it is kind of weird because Eddie, I mean, he's clearly the face, but he's not really a face. He's kind of like an asshole. He's brash. He's like a loudmouth from New York. But
the feud
this was
started a little late.
I was surprised this was the first match, actually. I really thought they could have put, like, I don't know. I thought it was going to be the Casino Battle Royal. I thought that was going to be the first one, but
yeah. So it is weird you mentioned that because Kingston, number one, is kind of a tweener that way because I think of his alignment with Mox. When he first came in, he was straight heel. Now,
right.
I think he got himself so over with the fans that they kind of cheer him on. But I'm glad Miro, his title reign didn't come to an end, and I'm glad Kingston can survive the loss. It was a good booking here. It was a good match. I agree with you, maybe not as the curtain, but I didn't have much other issue with it. What about you?
Whatever you just said.
Okay, yeah. I mean, there's lots to talk about, so some of these we're going to fly through. This is one of them. No disrespect to the match. It's just, it's not a highlight moment. More of it was the fact that Lana said she'll redeem his nuts later on Twitter. That was probably the bigger pop.
She would.
She did. So let's go. What was next? I
You
believe
think she was wearing a T-shirt while she was redeeming his nuts.
Why?
You saw that T-shirt, right?
No.
no.
The Kingston, he had a T-shirt. It says "Redeem these nuts."
Oh no, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my 10-year-old daughter saw it too. She's like, "Daddy, I'm gonna buy this."
No.
It's like, okay, no,
Yeah. All right. So
true story.
we're gonna bounce around a little bit on these. We had Mox and Satoshi Kojima. It was a good match. Very similar to like Yuji Nagata. My problem here, Brian, is as good as the match was. Is this just Moxley's open challenge to Japan? Because if you want us to connect to the feud, you gotta have wrestlers that appear before the match.
Yeah, but Suzuki. Well, I know this whole match was about Kojima and whatnot, but really, and I mean, I fucking missed it. You guys told me that he came out afterwards,
Yeah.
but having
Yeah, you
Suzuki
bolted
come out
as soon as the
and
match
set that
ended.
up.
You
What's
know,
that?
I've had an evolution on this topic about the whole NJPW and them coming in, and you know, I was very much against it. I thought it was a waste of space there, and Moxley fighting them instead of AEW people. But honestly, with all the fucking, you know, muscle and star power they're in fucking AEW right now, as much as a lot of people love Moxley, not me, but a lot of people, he doesn't. There's no storyline needed for him right now. There's way more that we can focus on. He can do these little inner, you know, fucking challenges against the fucking Japanese wrestlers. I enjoyed the match, you know, and I didn't need a storyline for it. So I think I'm pretty much for this. If they're gonna play this with Moxley, I think this is perfect for him.
Brian, he's still over as Grover. So to Rob's point, though, this is just a way you have to book him at All Out.
For sure. Oh yeah, and I mean, not to mention that he just had the super busy weekend with GCW. He was coming out wearing a GCW hoodie. I don't know why I grabbed my T-shirt. I'm not wearing a GCW T-shirt.
Because
Wearing
you're a
GSW
mark.
T-shirt.
Because you're a fucking mark.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
So what do you think about
he's got his hands busy. Like you said, he doesn't really need to feud with anyone like Punk or Bryan, right? He's doing all his own fucking shit, which is pretty cool, to be honest.
Well,
I like that
and
done
he
as
fought
different.
all of them in WWE. That's nothing new.
I think what I like is that when he's doing this, he's nowhere near the title.
Oh,
And that makes me happy. No, I think he's better without it.
Brian, what do you think about Minoru Suzuki? Which is that on Dynamite this week?
Now, can you get a 2022 model already if you pre-order?
Oh my god. Yeah, I guess they said it's going to be on
There's a hatchback.
Dynamite. He's one of the bigger names. I mean, Kojima is a big name, but Suzuki to the American audience, I feel like, is a bigger name. Plus, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but Suzuki is going around all different, like, big independents and working around there, doing crazy matches. So him working Mox on Dynamite is pretty fucking cool. He doesn't really work in the States too often.
So what you're saying is that you and Bob both climax at the same time.
A little bit.
Yeah, in different states.
I don't know if it was the same time. It was probably similar.
Like a quantum
I think we're in
connection.
different time zones.
No, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, no,
Right,
Tennessee
right.
has slower internet connections than whatever cave you're in.
I don't know.
Well, that's true. That's true.
COVID C.
So we got, I thought this was a weird choice to be early on in the night, but I guess it kind of had to be. We have Britt and the Alien. This ended like it should have. Nothing wrong with either of these ladies. But Statlander, yeah, it's cool that you were undefeated coming into this, but Britt's title run is far from over. Brian?
Robert? Oh.
Rob's clearly doing something online.
Oh, yeah, no. This was, I think, did any one of us pick Statlander to win? I don't think so, right?
No, I don't think anybody anywhere
Did it
picked
on
Statlander.
her, right? Yeah, no. It was a good match. It was good seeing her out there, but again, yeah, this is Britt's title right now. It's hers to drop. I mean, she's not going to be dropping it anytime soon, actually.
Right. And I'm going to use this. I know it's out of order to segue into the women's Casino Royale, because what I felt that was the difference, and I'm not shitting on the men's ones. This did a better job of showcasing some of the other people in the division to kind of suggest what a chase to the title would go through, not just the end, which is Britt, but like you would have to go through the ranks. And you saw, you know, like, even if you don't like her, because I know she's not great in the ring, but Penelope Ford, we got to see, you know, briefly Kiera Hogan, we got to see like Jade Cargill, we got to see, you know, everybody that we're supposed to have. So it was a good showcase of division, and of course the Joker, no surprise, we kind of all predicted it, but the Joker being Ruby Soho.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't shocking, but the fact that she actually won the whole fucking thing, that was a little surprising. I didn't think she was gonna take the whole thing. I think I picked maybe Thunder Rosa or Jade Cargill. I forget who I picked, but
I picked Jade
or Nyla, maybe even. I don't remember.
Rob, you said this was the one kind of petty moment for you of the night. You didn't like the debuting Ruby being thrown right into the title picture.
No, I just said, would you look at that? I didn't say I didn't necessarily like it. It's just more like, would you look at that?
You made a comment.
Well, yeah, because that is something that we always complain about no matter what the league is. Kara, just come sit down, honey. Grab your mic and just come sit down. It's right there. There you go. Good job.
Can't show up on time.
It's all good.
You gotta like creep off camera.
So I forgot what I was talking about, so it really doesn't.
You're talking about Ruby jumping right into the title.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. I know we always complain about people doing that. But honestly, I'm trying to think of a good heel or a good face to go against Brooke's heel right now. And Ruby seems like the best option I can think of.
I just wish that she wasn't going right after the title, though. Like,
no, I
Ruby
agree.
should get some wins under her belt. Britt's not ready to lose the title.
I agree.
So, I don't know. I feel like, and we've talked about this before, but the Casino Battle Royale, you got to win. And like you fight like the next week on Dynamite.
Yeah, they usually put the match pretty soon after.
Right. It's not like they're gonna wait for the next pay-per-view and have her run through other matches.
And she could certainly lose to Britt, you know.
Oh
dirty.
Yeah.
You know,
Rebel's gonna
dirty.
screw her over. Jamie Hayter's gonna screw her over.
And then she's got to fight her way to get back there. You know, you make it a whole long-term story.
You know, Jamie Hayter's
I don't think she'll take the belt from Britt. Though I don't think she's the one to do it.
No, and not yet.
No.
It's the one. It's my one petty thing is that some of these matchups are just way too predictable.
Yeah, but it was still a good show. I mean, all things considered.
Oh, absolutely.
You know.
Let's run through the other ones we don't want to talk about for a second. Numero uno on that is going to be QT Marshall and Paul White. Paul White won. Good. Let's move on.
Wow.
We got the three big ones. We got 3 big ones left.
Wow.
That was quick.
Fuck Big Show, right?
Yeah, fuck Big Show. There's so much more important stuff to talk about here, guys. Let's start with Jericho and MJF. We all picked MJF to end Jericho's career. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, but I think this was match number 5 in this series between Jericho and MJF, and Jericho had lost all 4 previously.
I thought this was the 4th, because wasn't MJF wearing that T-shirt that said 3 MJF 3 Jericho nothing?
Okay, I don't know anymore.
Right.
I thought that was before he beat him on Dynamite a few weeks ago.
Well, I think that was the 3rd. I think that was the 3rd win. This was their 4th matchup. Either way, adding the career here, I thought was like, okay, Jericho's going on tour. He's going to be at the announce table.
Yeah, we all thought that.
But he won.
Yeah,
Not only that, MJF tapped.
they threw us a curveball. So
I
think suspense going.
Like there was going to be some stuff going on afterwards. Like, okay, fine, he won, but then maybe he was going to get taken out by, I don't know, Pinnacle or someone. I don't know, but no, he just Inner Circle came out, celebrated.
I feel like
you said that, Rob.
Like, okay.
With what we'll get to later on in the night, you said that you also thought, well, Jericho goes away, that means Pinnacle and Inner Circle can stop their feud.
Well, right. No, well, that was on a broader point. First, I actually thought MJF winning would be the better option. Now I kind of like the idea of Jericho controlling his own destiny, so it doesn't have to be some big fucking mystery that he's going to the desk or not. He can just do what he wants to do, slowly phase out. The point I was making was the lead feud for so long, you could argue, was the Circle and Pinnacle.
Yep.
Right? That was the lead story of the show. But now that we have, Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole.
Hey, don't blow our wad yet. We're not
I know, but that was the broader point, was that now that we have these new factions that are much heavier, right, are going to be much more shown on TV. Yeah, they can dissolve away.
Yeah, I guess Jericho also had to wrestle on his cruise. I mean, that's coming up. It's not like he could go on it and not wrestle.
I can't imagine he could stand while the boat's, moving. He can't even stand on, non-moving land.
Maybe it's like with Homer when you hit his stomach,
I
it
don't
just
know.
waves forever.
So if he goes on the cruise, is he going to bring like the stuff from Sturgis down to the cruise? And
Oh,
then-
yeah.
Yeah.
And then port to port. they'll
COVID up,
transmit.
baby, now. COVID up, baby.
All right.
Cough and sneeze, and
I-
you
I-
die.
I don't want to overshadow this, but like Rob said, there's stuff more to come here. We'll figure it out. Maybe Jericho just says he's going to take time off, like Soji said, and just go. It is. It was the 6th match if you go like Jericho and MJF total. They've had 4 versus each other, and then the Stadium Stampede and Blood and Guts, which were Pinnacle and Inner Circle. So you had both of those. We have. Let's go to Punk and Darby first.
Okay.
Okay.
Then
All
we'll
right.
go to the tag match as our buffer to the main event. So Punk and Darby, we thought that it might be a little bit shorter of a match. Just, getting his feet wet or whatever. We thought there might be some chicanery in the ending, Sting, somebody could debut. None of that happened. 2 go to sleeps. Punk wins.
Mhm.
Punk had to win.
Was it just 2 go to sleep?
Well, I mean, like total. They weren't like in a row. Like WWE has a bad habit of doing.
I feel like there
gotta
were
do-
3. Was there 2 or there 3?
That was a good amount. Yeah.
No, I think there were 2, and they were spread out. He had the false finish here
Yeah.
earlier, and then I feel like the match went on for another 5-10 minutes after the early one.
Oh, I thought it was a brilliant wrestling match. I mean, you started out, pacing yourself, collar and elbow, fucking stare down, yell at the crowd. You wasted the first 7 minutes of just, fluff. And that's fine. I think everybody, even the crowd, I think we're all kind of getting our sea legs back with Punk. And we didn't want him rushing in real quick and fucking make a mistake. We all, as fans, didn't want that, right? So he took his time. But I'm telling you what, man, I'll be fucking... He said... What did he say? He looked at the camera and says, I've been gone for 7 years in case you didn't fucking know or didn't get the fucking memo. One of those 2 phrases with the fuck in it. He said that. And
He was hot at the end of the match. I definitely remember that.
yeah, but the fucking... Once they kicked in, second half, right the middle point, fucking Punk didn't miss a step, man.
And that's what you said. You were like, let's see how he looks at the second half of the match.
Yeah, he
You
didn't
gotta
miss
expect
his
him
he didn't miss a step. He was in it. You could tell he was a little blown.
Yeah.
But that's a cardio.
Well, I think part of it also was just nerves. I mean, he did say, I'm scared to go back in a good way, though.
right.
Kara, what do you think about this statement? I think that if he can't really come out here and put on a 5-star, pull out all the stops match, because he has to have somewhere to grow to. This is like Rob said, the sea legs.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you feel like the best is yet to come?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's Darby. Darby, I mean, he is a household name, within his, within his circle.
Not until Jackass comes out, then he'll be a house.
Yeah, he's not a household. He's not a within
Yeah.
his. I mean, people like Brian.
I agree
Brian
with
rubs
that.
his nipples to him.
Sometimes.
It was a good starter match.
Farmer friend.
It was a good starter match. I mean,
He was a high enough profile opponent, right? That it
Yes.
wasn't like
Oh.
it wasn't like we're just giving it to Punk.
Yeah, in the wrestling community, it's not like he got shafted with the Big Show treatment of QT Marshall.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did
Christopher-
get
If Punk would have came back and faced Christopher Daniels, that would have been
Yeah.
like really.
or
That's-
Christopher
Well,
Stikelether.
I actually
Yeah.
thought that would be fucking awesome. I would love that.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Oh yeah. So that's right. The first GTS, remember, is when he fell out of the ring.
Yeah,
And Darby did that perfect collapse.
it was a great sell.
like just the way he fell through the ropes.
Yeah.
Right, just backwards. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Um
Go over there if you have questions and stuff.
and then I
Blowing
think
cover.
I think the best is yet to come, but I think that you saw that not only did Punk still have it in the ring, Brian, these guys didn't mention it, but he still knew how to tell the story of the match.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And one of the biggest things that's pissing me off is that a lot of people are like kind of dogging the match because there's a spot in the beginning. Well, they're comparing it. There's a spot where they took it from a Bret Hart X-Pac, 1, 2, 3 Kid match from like the mid 90s. It's like a very similar spot. It was when Punk, well, no, I'm sorry, when they had a collar and elbow tie up and Darby kind of just like leaned back and pulled Punk through and Punk kind of smiled. People are like kind of dogging the whole match. They're like, oh, well, they just copied everyone. They just copied all their spots.
Okay,
It's
well,
not original.
First off, let me ask this question.
So fucking stupid.
Who are some people?
Twitter,
Just
IWC.
like Twitter or
Then
like
that doesn't
AEW,
matter.
you
The
know,
headlock
but
takedown
those
that
type
Darby
of
did?
Yeah,
trolls,
fuck them.
if you will.
Are you talking about the headlock takedown he did?
No, they were in a
It
collar and
wasn't
elbow, and he
a
like
takedown.
pulled
It
him
was
back.
like something with, I don't even know what you would call it. It was just, I'll find it. and
Like
I'll
a
send it to you
shove?
guys.
Like just a.
No, see,
No,
We're
it's just
gonna
spot.
dedicate this
I
much.
saw that as a completely
Yeah,
different
no,
thing.
we shouldn't talk.
I saw that as a completely different thing with Punk's smirk there. I saw it as like he's like, oh, all right, yeah.
And now I know.
I gotta, you know, like, oh,
Right.
you gave me a little check. Now I know. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go. Okay, I forgot.
yeah,
I forgot
no.
what the, you know, like I thought it was a true acknowledgement.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what it was.
It's like when your son gets a little bit older and y'all playing ball in the driveway and you check on the ground to him and he fucking throws it in your chest like,
Or
oh,
blocks it
All
back
right,
in your
let's
face.
go.
right. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. No,
Like,
you're
oh,
right.
shit,
Yeah,
he's taller than me and
I
blocked
wasn't.
me.
I wasn't taking you seriously. Okay,
Right,
here I come.
right.
Here I come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron,
So,
and I'm
and-
sharing it on the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast Twitter right now, so you can check it out on there.
That's Smart
cool.
Mark show. That's cool. Hey, The
Yeah.
coffin drop where he fucking lured him in. He went for the coffin drop and he lifted up and he just laughed.
That
That was so the psychological moment there was
Definitely.
off
Well-
it was great.
well, also the perfect, you know, like you think about like a TV show and the lighting and stuff where they have to put like X marks the spot so people know where to stand. The coffin drop is done backwards.
Yeah.
So Darby had to know exactly here's where I fall, and Punk had to know here's where my ass needs to be so that if I sit up, he lands right behind me.
Yeah.
Because the spacing on all of that was what made that spot
Yeah.
so
if you're a
good.
half second too late, he hit you.
Right. Or if you're on the other side of the ring, you just look stupid. Like you can't just sit up when you're not even close to each other. Like,
Oh, right.
you know, he couldn't be far away. So
Yeah.
it had to be perfect, and it was.
It was like
Oh.
this one of the Usos went to kick Dawkins Friday night, and I only saw it on the clip. I didn't see it too long. Super kicked him, and his foot was like 9 inches away.
Yeah,
Oh, you really cleaned him with that one.
you know this is Monday.
Oh,
we
God.
don't talk.
No, I know that. I just
All
wanted.
right. Well,
I
we were
wanted-
having good.
I
Punk
was having a shit on
conversations.
WWE moment.
Now Punk's
don't do
gonna.
that here.
Yeah, Punk's now upset that we used this segment to mention the Usos. Good job, thanks.
Oh.
He just unfollowed us. We just lost our audience. Everybody's
Yeah,
gone.
we did. We just lost a
Yeah,
follower.
the AEW stands have no
Oh,
tolerance.
man.
Rob, you know that.
Get my Mondays back. Get my Mondays back.
So what do you want to talk about? Baking? No. Let's go a palate cleanser before we move on to the main event for all the good stuff. Let's talk about the Bucks and the Lucha Brothers. Brian, please start because you know I don't really
Oh,
have.
Wait.
I can't start with.
Can I
I want
stop you?
Brian to start it positively.
I know. Can I stop you though before you move into it?
Okay.
Because we haven't addressed the board, and I
Okay.
I wanted to bring this comment up because we talked about it all night. What did anyone think
Okay.
of Punk wearing the tights now? Seems like when the wrestler seems to get older, they revert to the tights.
That's what I said. Oh, okay. All right. I want to say something about this. I
Marked
thought,
out wrestling fashion analyst.
No, I'm just saying. I thought it was smart for Punk to go with the tights because obviously Punk is not the size that he once was 7 years ago. He's much more slim. He's not as massive, and he's got less meat on his bones these days.
That's true.
So wearing the trunks to me would have made his legs look very chicken leg like. Yeah, I love Punk, but the tights was a smart option.
I don't know
I think
though.
that was
He
a smart
still looked
choice.
like he had some beef when he flexed at the end
He
there.
did. His arms were
And he had
beautiful.
a
but
little bitty flappy coming over the belt line, you know.
I just think the trunks would have been a bad
Maybe
look.
that's why the trunks with that little bit,
Yeah.
you know, would have if he only had the teeny weenies. he would have cut it off.
Teeny weenies.
But
Yeah,
Maybe
banana
he's
hammock.
trying to tighten up around there.
But, honestly, it might be a preference. I mean, maybe WWE was always like, we don't want you in tights. You got to wear the panties. So maybe he's like, oh, fucking, now I can wear my tights.
Possibly.
Well, no, I remember when he saw. I remember so when he was in Ring of Honor, he was wearing the shorts, the baggy shorts, and then right before he signed to WWE, he switched to yellow trunks.
Yep.
And I remember like he switched because like that's what you're supposed to do in WWE. You're supposed to look like a professional and you're supposed to wear trunks, blah blah blah. But I guess now he's kind of not that tights are not professional.
Stike is suggesting what I think. Maybe his quads weren't
what
in
I'm
shape.
saying. Yeah, his legs.
Yeah, she said that with the Chicken Little. I mean,
Yeah.
What I said it booty trap.
she said it. She said it. Come on. Okay, go back. I'm sorry.
All right, so Brian, I want to start on a positive note with this one, so I'm gonna let you intro it. It's the Bucks and the Lucha Brothers inside the cage for the tag titles.
How about this? I'll say this because I know this will make you guys happy. The positive, the biggest positive thing from all of this is that the Bucks are no longer tag team champions, right?
Yes, the division is no longer held hostage. That's important.
Held hostage.
No, I'm being serious. Like we had we had other teams being injured and underused and everything. It was like bad karma for them to have the straps and for them to walk around and brag about how like, Vince and everybody didn't give them anything and they go and book themselves for 300 days. I mean, come on. You didn't arrive. You got booked by yourself with your millionaire friend.
Come on, homie.
Oh my god. You didn't like that match? You didn't think that they fucking hit all their spots?
Rocky says it was the match of the night for him.
That was one of the like top. I mean,
Rocky's
top
right.
I like the whole match. You probably just said this and
likes
you probably just said this and I didn't pay attention.
I didn't yet. This is no. This is the one part that I was gonna say, but Rob's gonna say it first.
I've never been a Bucks fan, and this match did not make me a Bucks fan. Okay, but I did really enjoy this match, minus the part in the middle where they did the where it's appropriate. The kind of the indie show, pro wrestling gorilla fucking super kick, square, chop, square, fucking super kick. Like
that part could have been left out, Brian.
It was a great match.
Would have still been maybe even better a match.
Can I give a rebuttal what you just said?
What?
I always hear you say that. You always say
No.
the indie spot, super kick, super kick.
I don't always say that.
That's working the crowd. That's what that is.
It's working. I understand that. And if you're at a fucking hall, at an indie show, that's working the crowd. But when you have, when you have two teams, they're in a serious reality-based storyline. They're fighting and battling, grudge fighting for the titles. They want to kill each other in the fucking steel cage. Then to have them stop and do some fun circle around the ring around the rosy shit takes away from the story that has been told since the beginning of the story of their
think so.
feud.
That's the Young Bucks. That's their gimmick. That's their style.
Okay.
That's what they're about.
All right, cool.
If you like what you hear, you can go to patreon.com/MOWP for more marked out marriage counseling with Rob and Kiera as they disagree on other things. Brian, the very first All Out for the Lucha Brothers and the Bucks was against each other. This time they kind of one-upped it in a cage, and this time the Lucha Brothers take the titles. There's a lot of history already here, but it feels like they should have put the Lucha Brothers back on Chase sooner than last week if they were going to be the ones to finally dethrone the Bucks. Like, I thought that Jurassic Express was going to win that little mini tournament because they had just lost, and it seemed like they were chasing and maybe they would be the ones to dethrone them. But Lucha Brothers is like, no, wait, we won that final tournament and we're back in here. And they were relying on the fans to remember all this shit, that the history between them, which is extensive, granted. I just feel like they should have been chasing a couple more weeks or known that they were the contenders going to All Out a couple weeks before we actually did know, which was on the Go Home show.
I mean, you could have done it that way, but I think having them win the tournament like the way that they did I mean, the fact that they do have all of the history, like you stated, I think that it's totally fine. It makes
That was
sense.
enough?
I mean, like what's that?
You're saying that was enough? I'm just curious.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
What
And
is
because,
what
I mean,
is
the commentators? They're talking about it. They're filling you in, and even like the pre-match package kind of gives you an idea of what's going on in the history between the two teams. So I think that was totally okay.
Brian? What is this propaganda you're doing on the fucking chat board?
What?
Tag match was awesome. Rob and Adam are Bucks haters. We thought the match was awesome.
I like
you
the
guys are
match.
Bucks
I'm
haters.
still a very
Yeah.
much a Buck hater.
I'm very much a Buck hater.
So where's the
But I
lie?
thought the
Yeah,
match was
no,
awesome.
Tag match was awesome.
It was.
I was agreeing with Rocky.
Speaking of
And
why I
at the moment, I think you were saying something negative about the Bucks. That's why I
Oh.
said that. I think.
well,
I do often.
here's my negative thing then, Brian. Where did that where or who or how did they steal the Nike with the tack spot from? Because that wasn't their own gimmick. That wasn't an original. So what Japan promotion did they steal that from?
What are you talking about? They did it themselves back in PWG back in like 2000. Oh, I don't even know. 7, 8?
Were you there?
No,
Was that when they were Generation Me?
no. They actually kicked. It was them against the world's cutest tag team, Candice LeRae and Joey Ryan, actually.
Wow.
And Candice LeRae, she was the one that was on the receiving end of it. She got colors. She was fucking bleeding everywhere. It was crazy.
Yeah, they took a couple off the top of the dome that you later saw bleed down.
Well, yeah, I thought we had the argument in here because he licked it, and we both said, "Oh, it's not sharp. It didn't cut his tongue." And then Brian made the argument, "They're the Bucks. They're invincible." And but when he popped him on top of the head, I'm like, I don't care how dull they may be, they're still thumbtacks, and that's gonna you're gonna grate somebody's head open on that one. So yeah, the blood was coming.
Oh,
So,
What's the comment, honey?
the very last one.
Soji says the fact that they saved the Lucha Brothers to win when the crowds returned was a good choice, in my opinion.
that's fair. So here's what we got to finish is Kenny and Christian. Now, I don't want to talk too much about the match.
No.
There's nothing wrong with the match, but I think we can all agree that Kenny and Christian Part 1, where he won the Impact title, was much better match than this one. No disrespect to this match, but it was a little bit less, in my opinion.
Really? I mean, we all thought Christian was gonna die at some point in the match. Like we thought he'd forgotten who he is.
His lip got busted open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that one table spot when he got speared and the
That's
table
what started it.
came through and it looked like his right below his ribs, side of his stomach was punctured.
Oh, here you go with that again. He was all over that.
It was.
Look, no, there it is.
It was when he got up
No,
on
I
the
know
thing, you
we
can see it.
Yeah, no, it was true. It was. Look, there it is again. Hey, look, guys, look, there's that thing.
Well,
I was talking
Kiera
about.
was like, I
I
don't
was
think so.
wondering too, like,
Yeah,
did
she
you-
was
did you fuck
asking.
the
We
shit
were
up?
having a conversation.
No, I
Yeah.
get that, but after that conversation over, it's like every time you'd see it, like, look, there it is. There it is again.
Who's heartless?
It
Ooh,
happened.
there it is. Yeah, that's how it
Heartless.
went.
I'm not heartless. I'm speaking truth. Truth to
That
power.
was a tough spot to watch.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you noticed like how he went.
I'm not
I'm not hating the
disrespecting
spot.
match, Brian. The match was good. What I'm saying was I think Part 1 was better. I think Part 1 sold the drama more. I think Part 1 was unpredictable. I think this one we kind of knew Christian is not taking both belts and being the new
but
belt
also,
collector.
I mean, this was a fucking pretty crazy card up until this point. So
Right.
it was pretty hard for them to. They could have had to fucking have an insane match to even come close to living up to like the rest of the cards.
Yeah.
So
They were in a
what?
tough spot.
What's Christian's shelf life now? I mean,
He's 47. He probably signed a 5-year deal, and he probably or a 3-year deal.
but I'm speaking more in the where on the card is he going to be at now? Because you don't the power he had a month ago, name wise, was much greater than it is today.
Well,
Just because of Cole and
yeah, Brian and I were talking about this. He is now the Impact champion, so it would make sense if he goes to Impact for a little bit and builds their brand, because on their brand he's still that same name ID with no Cole, no Punk,
That'd be awesome.
no Brian Danielson.
Oh yeah, because it's Impact. So I mean,
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
This
no.
guy,
I mean, it's fair point, but yeah, I mean, he goes there and he elevates them.
Yeah.
Just like Mox is going to GCW and elevating them. You know, like that's just the new norm in the AEW landscape that they do. They fight other promotions consistently. Good or bad, that's just fact.
I think it's good.
I don't
But
think
that's
it's
that's a whole nother discussion.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think it depends on how you do it.
Yeah.
It depends on how you do it. I wouldn't make it my main storyline of my show. I don't know.
No.
All right, so Christian loses. Kenny and everybody's got to come and start beating some ass as the cage comes up. So here comes Jurassic Express. I mean, they've been involved with Christian for a while. So them to come make the save makes sense. Then as things look bleak, here comes Adam Cole, baby. Out of nowhere. Everybody stops to recognize Kenny was on his rant about how awesome he is. And then the crowd was chanting yes. And we were expecting Bryan here. Excuse me, Bryan Danielson. That'll take some getting used to.
I don't think anybody thought Cole was going to be there.
Yeah, and I don't think we thought this was Cole's spot. I don't think we had any idea about the double debut. I think people could probably guess the writing on the wall that he would do what he did. But he showed up, made it look like he might be there to help the face team. But no. I believe it was Jungle Boy he kicked immediately, or was it Christian? It wasn't Lucha.
Jungle Boy.
I think it was Jungle Boy. Yeah.
Jungle
Okay.
Boy.
Right.
So first shot fired, and then he has to get a double sandwich kiss from the Bucks.
Just for Vince.
Yeah, is that what that was for? That was for Vince?
I don't know, but I'm just
I think it's a recreation of an old picture, I want to
Probably.
say.
yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
But also probably as like a fuck you to Vince too, yeah.
And just as they're celebrating, and they decide to kick some more ass of Christian and Jurassic Express, we get Bryan Danielson in a white T-shirt. No, he's not trying to sell any merch.
in my white tee. Yeah.
But he comes down to the ring, and Rob said it. The yes chants are now property of AEW. It's not just Bryan Danielson. Now you can't do that in WWE without promoting AEW.
They took-
Sorry, I did that.
no, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect.
It's quite brilliant.
I mean, I'm not saying that there's not a market for WWE. They still have
They
their
still got the pebbles.
they still got their demographic, right? I'm just saying that their once consolidated power is definitely no more.
Oh yeah.
Definitely no more. Yeah, I mean, this was you had the two biggest stars of two of your different programs that just went, yeah, I'm out, and I'm going there. I mean, Cole was NXT for 4 years.
Well, both of them headlined Mania weekend of their respective brands.
Yeah, yeah. I'm baffled. I look at the WWE roster right now, and I'm motherfucking baffled. Like Aleister Black, Malachi Black, whatever you want to call him, Andrade. I mean, come on, the talent it oozes.
And Black and Andrade, and no offense to either guy, but with Punk, let's go back further with Christian, Punk, and now Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole coming behind me. I mean, their debuts aren't looking as cool as they once were. You could even go back to Miro, but I guess that's just the name of the game. Like, this is how they've been building. I don't think that there's anywhere now to go but down. There's no other big names out there.
You don't think? I mean, Bray.
That's not true. I think there's still one more that's potentially
Yeah, Bray.
on their way. Yeah, exactly.
But I heard rumors he might be going to Impact. Somebody said
Yeah,
that.
he might be going with Braun.
Well, yeah, Braun and Buddy Murphy, or Buddy Matthews as he's going now. Apparently, they're reportedly going to Impact. Bray, I haven't heard anything about. I don't know. Adam, you said that you saw him, that he's going to Impact?
I didn't see that he's going to Impact. There was rumors that he had a deal there, because also that would allow him to come to AEW, But instead of being one of these guys that just gets lost in the mix right now, he would go there as easily the top guy right when he walks in.
Yeah.
He feuds with Christian. He takes the belt. Christian goes back to AEW.
I really want to see Bray. I want his mind at AEW. I want it so they can create some really fucking, because unrestricted. Imagine if he came up to the Bucks and Tony Khan had said, "I've got this idea. Okay, whatever it is, go do it.
Yeah.
Whatever resources you need, do
Right.
it." Oh my
Yeah.
God!
That is the
chance
one.
to have that full creative control.
Right.
That's my only fear right now, with potentially the downfall of AEW that could happen, is if they don't use those creative juices to the right conclusions. You know, like, let's have everybody have their input and stuff to the characters and things like that. But there can't be, it has to be a true, like, monarchy when it comes to booking. It can't be a democracy where Kara goes, "No, I think Rob should win this one."
Right.
You know, and I go, "No, I should win this one." You know, like, there can't be a boys situation when it comes to the winners. There can be a boys situation on every other level.
Yeah, I think the Bucks should be the EVPs of merchandise.
Yeah, the T-shirt.
Get them away
guys.
from the storyline.
Yeah,
They're not storyline guys. They're just not. I mean, that's such a fact. They are gimmicky, fine. They are spotty, fine. They're entertaining if you believe that, fine. But they don't need to write the storylines.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
I mean, I was looking for it. Like, for a second, I was like, okay,
But we see what happens when they do. They start the show and they end the show.
yeah,
They
and
start the show and they end the
themselves
show.
here. They insert themselves there. They can't get out of their own damn way. For anyone to appreciate them, they have to be like, "Hey, look, we booked ourselves over. Everybody said we would fail, so we got a rich guy to buy a company and booked ourselves."
Oh my God.
Ticker jobs.
Yeah.
See, you guys are haters.
No, they had a great
It's very
tag
negative.
division, and I think that their epic run as champs kind of killed that steam. It especially killed, like, Brian, take away 300 days. Why couldn't FTR have held it longer? And maybe, you know, we only get 200 days of the Bucks as champs. Like,
You know, I couldn't make that decision, Adam. I don't know.
but that's my point. Like, it didn't need to be so crazy long. And I don't even know why it ended here. It felt weird to end here. But I guess you don't want another 3 months.
Yeah.
So is Bryan Danielson's debut going to be an 8-man tag match that they seemingly set up as they go off air here?
No.
I'm not saying that to get a rise out of you. I'm being serious.
No, I don't think it's even. Well, actually, you know what? I mean, looking how they booked it yesterday. I mean, I guess it could be.
I mean, they had four guys standing tall in the ring.
Yeah, you're right. Him and Jurassic Express or Jungle
Christian.
Express, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Jurassic Express, Christian, and Bryan Danielson were staring down the Elite, which now includes Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Baby.
Here's the thing that I was thinking about and drooling over. You know what we never got to see? I never got to see Daniel Bryan fight Adam Cole.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if it happened in a bingo hall, Brian. What?
I don't think they've ever had a match.
No, they definitely didn't in
I don't think
WWE.
So what do you think would be more that you want to see more? Adam Cole, Daniel Bryan, Adam Cole, CM Punk,
No,
CM Punk, Daniel Bryan.
we've seen that.
No, they've had a match actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take it back. Apparently, they had a match on. It was okay. So it was an NXT Championship match on SmackDown against Daniel Bryan. in
Oh, I'm sure
2000.
that,
Oh,
I'm
that's
sure that was
right.
fabulous.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was an amazing
yeah.
match.
Was
It
that
was
during
when we
the,
weren't
NXT
watching SmackDown anymore.
Was that like the NXT when they invaded after like the Saudi trip?
Something like that. Yes.
Right,
Yes.
the roster got
Yes.
held up or
That's
something.
exactly
Next
what it was. It was when they got
No,
half the
way
roster
after
got
that.
stranded, and they needed Daniel Bryan, and that's exactly what it
right.
was.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was, Brian.
You may not leave.
And it was amazing. So that would be cool. I don't want to see Punk involved with Daniel Bryan or Adam Cole anytime soon.
No.
I want.
Problem though, I know Punk has said that he wants to work with Bryan, so I think it's going to happen. I don't think they're going to fight each other. I think they're going to tag with one another.
I saw a meme of a dude just standing in an empty room, and the caption underneath said, "AJ looking for the rest of his Bullet Club."
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, I can't help but think when AJ signed his deal with WWE, he said that was going to be his final contract. I don't think that's true anymore.
He's got a lot of.
No, I just think he would go there to be retired. I think he would go there and sign a year or two run and retire with his boys, retire with the guys that he knows.
What if Vince said, okay, you retire, you stay retired, I put you in a Hall of Fame. If you retire,
who the fuck cares?
I'm asking.
It's not a real Hall of Fame.
Okay.
I mean, that's why.
Like, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I think.
Is there a monetary prize that goes along with the Hall of Fame?
I think with that comes opportunities, money opportunities that are outside of the ring, ambassador type things.
It's obvious with all the new talent that just debuted. It's obvious that it's more than just the money.
I understand it's a sham Hall of Fame.
He's got 5 kids. He just wants the money.
I understand it's a sham Hall of Fame, but if Vince is like, not only will you be in a Hall of Fame, but also I will use you for ambassador jobs. I'll fucking give you all the easy cake jobs you can go do that fucking Mark Henry and them did. You'll make money. I mean, come on, man.
It's the principle.
Yeah.
You think he
You
think he would
went
do 2
on
years
record
at a company
Rob,
he'd never been on
telling
to
me
retire?
that they were going to throw so much at Adam Cole that there was no way he was going to show up here. You said that so many times.
I was wrong. I was wrong.
Can you chime in on this, please? I really want to hear what you think about that. Do you think they're saying that AJ Styles wouldn't come to AEW for a year or two to retire there?
I'm saying he would.
You're not representing what we were talking about, what we were saying at all. We already said it. You just want us to say it again for you now because you weren't paying attention.
No, you were like entertaining like the whole Vince deal.
Yeah, I said that if what he wants is money, right? He wants money for his family. He's got a lot of fucking kids.
Yeah.
Okay, so if he goes
5 times, Dad.
if he ends his big, huge fucking contract he is right now, and he's still got years on it, if he ends it,
he's got like 3
and then he
years.
goes to AEW for 1 or 2 years to retire in a company he's never been in, he could risk any side work that fucking he could get from WWE that would be cake jobs for high money. That he would put that at risk for 2 years in AEW. I don't think it's if I waited, I would say
same thing though, Brian. Okay. To be your counterpoint is that he could get that money from AEW. He could be their ambassador. He could go do all that stuff.
They do not have the branding.
He could also just say, I want to be done. I made my money. I've got my 5 kids. I'm gonna go be with them. I'm gonna go see them.
Okay, all right, cool.
I had that.
And you said they would throw tons of money at Adam Cole.
Okay,
and
you're going back to that, and I just said fucking 3 minutes ago.
Well, I'm saying the same thing
stop
to
interrupting
AJ.
me. I said a second ago. Yes, I was wrong about the Adam Cole thing. Let me finish my motherfucking thought. I thought that the reasons I put forward about the Adam Cole thing made perfect sense. Mm-hmm. If I was wrong, I was wrong, but it made perfect fucking sense. And what I'm doing right now is giving a thought to what could go through the mind of somebody in his position after his contract. Okay?
I don't think it's all about money.
AEW, hold on. And AEW, where yes, they might do stuff for him, whether you like it or not, WWE is a larger global brand that does more in the realm of branding exercises that he can make money at for the next 5 years. Where AEW is going to send you to a fucking a house show and have you sign fucking pictures.
Exactly.
No.
Do you think AJ Styles wants to go to Europe for WWE? Do you think he wants to go to Japan as part of their promo tour? No, he wants to be at AEW, not doing anything anywhere else. And
what are you
just
talking
going to
about?
a bingo hall.
What are you talking about? Go fucking
if he was to be an ambassador for one versus the other.
The WWE ambassador goes to the fucking taping of with the troops that does that. They go to a fucking
Where do you
home
think that's
or
filmed?
a hospital. They're not doing the promo. Oh, never mind. You're being ridiculous. I'm conceding that it could happen the other way. I just wish one time when I make a point that has logical steps behind it, that you motherfuckers would say, you know what, that actually does make sense, even though I disagree with it. No, all three of y'all.
Huh?
All three of y'all just shit on
okay.
everything I say.
All right.
I'm-
Go ahead for you.
I made good fucking points there, and whether you agree with it or not, I would appreciate the respect of my points being taken.
It's not that serious, man. Like, let's
Sorry.
keep it moving.
I'm sorry. I just get tired of my
Yeah.
shit.
It's not that
I
serious.
I get tired of
don't- I
people
don't like
shitting on
your
my
points.
stuff, man.
I don't like your
Keep
points.
it moving.
So back to the original part of this, Brian. Where do you think this goes? What do you think is the official first match for Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole in AEW?
Ooh. I mean, really, I think you could be right. I think it could be just a big tag match. I don't think it's going to be. It's not going to be a one-on-one against each other.
I hope I'm not right. I don't want that 4-on-4.
I think it's going to be, man.
Would that be?
I think it's going to be. And
would that
what
be so
about
bad? Would that
because
be good?
didn't
What's
someone
the-
mention it also? Isn't not War Games, but isn't what's their big faction on faction pay-per-view that they have? Like last year it was Inner Circle and
Stadium Stampede,
yeah, no, that's not it. I feel like I'm.
Blood and Guts just happened in
Well,
March.
Oh, was it March?
Yeah, it was March,
Oh.
6 months ago.
Oh.
War Games is coming up for NXT if they still continue to do that.
Yeah. No, I guess I was thinking of Blood and Guts.
Oh, Rocky says he wants to see Punk go on to face Colt next. That would be good. You know,
That would be cool.
Are they still in the outs? Because they had the lawsuit.
that's my point. That
Yeah.
you know, and everybody knows that would be. I wonder how that's happening backstage if they run into each other.
Right?
Oh,
Yeah.
poor Colt.
I get, yeah.
Um,
You got anything, Kara?
Oh no, I'm good.
So Kenny is still champ. Who's he going on? Is we know Ruby is going to face Britt. Is Bryan Danielson gonna face Kenny? Is that the next long game opponent for him?
Probably.
Off
But
the
I don't
bat?
think he's gonna. I mean, he might toil with the title. I don't think he's gonna win it. I think he's gonna. He's there to elevate all the younger guys.
I think he could. I think him and Cole could come in and have an immediate program, then where he can work his way to Kenny. But
Yeah.
he could start with Cole easily.
Yeah, but that's the bad thing is that both these guys coming in hot. I think they need a win in their debut. Fuck, they gave Big Show a win in his debut. It would be weird if they fought each other.
He's a giant, so I'm just
Yeah, but QT Marshall has like a fucking faction behind him.
Why is he still employed?
Yeah, I don't know. He's
'Cause
Cody's buddy.
he does a lot of backstage stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he should do that.
Interesting.
Yeah,
he should do that.
he fluffs Jerry Lynn for Bryan.
He would appreciate
So
my points.
all out overall, a lot of people I saw grading it on Twitter and such. They were grading it in a B/C realm up until the debuts. Then they said it became an A. What was it for you? Let's go around the table before and after. Rob, what would your grade be before the debuts, and what would it be on the overall after?
Before the debuts and after, I don't understand.
Before Adam Cole and Daniel Bryan came out.
Oh,
what
the
would you
pay-per-view
grade-
before that.
Yes. A lot of people were saying that they gave it like a B/C level, and then all of a sudden it's an A with those two debuts.
I would say a low B, high C before. Good quality matches. I mean, actually, I think it's solid B, honestly, to that point. And oh yeah, no, after the B, they're fucking. What's it? The next level up, the fucking college course, fucking AAA plus. Yeah, I mean, fucking no. For perspective, and you'll see this once we get these up on Patreon. But Bryan, actually, there was a delay, and Bryan was seeing everything like 10 seconds keeping us while we were watching, and he was a champ. He was a trooper, man. He was
Better than what I've done.
keeping it quiet, but you could see the looks on his face. He couldn't stop that, and like when Cole came out, it looked like he just he just busted all over his desk.
Yeah, that's why we're on the hub, because the
Yeah.
uncut edition's on there for Bryan.
And then it's like, oh god, and then we all pop when we see it, and then again we see his face go, oh, And it's like, what? Oh, okay, something's happening in 10 minutes, in 10 seconds. But
Brian-
it was funny.
Brian, what would your grade before and after the debuts be?
Oh, I mean, I'm probably gonna get shit for this, but I mean, it was a B before the debuts, well, B plus before the debuts,
No,
and I mean, come on, A plus.
Oh, he went to the moon. To the
I
moon.
mean, just the whole dynamic, like the whole landscape kind of AEW kind of changed from going into the pay-per-view until like going out of it. Like now there's a whole lot of different.
Well, you say
matchups
that,
we
but
have brewing.
we argued on Wednesday. I said that the Elite are not top dogs anymore. Like when you say the landscape changed, I agree with you, Brian. And part of that to me is that the Elite, who maybe all 4 of them were considered top 10 on the roster now, I think you only got 1 there, and the other 3 are not in the top 10 anymore.
We'll see. You know.
And where the fuck is Hangman?
Yeah. Kara, what would your grades be?
So you want me to do before and after?
Yep.
debuts?
The
So
same
before-
way I asked the other 2 hosts.
Okay. So before debut, I gave it an A. After the debut, A plus. So
I
plus plus.
I gotta say, I'm Daniel Price saying C plus overall. If I'm being nice, I challenge you. Tell me, I'm with Kiera kind of. I mean, I don't want to be too bullheaded on AEW, but if I really look back on the pay-per-view and try to find something that was bad, besides the little spot in the cage match that we talked about, I really didn't find any faults in this pay-per-view at all. Every match was solid.
Well, QT and Paul White.
No, it was a fine match. No, the match was fine. It wasn't.
That's my go-to.
It wasn't botchy. It wasn't overly long.
But we didn't need it.
You know, fuck you. It's fine. It was fine.
We didn't need it.
It was a good little fucking buffer match between shit, so people can take a breath, go piss. You know, go use the bathroom. They know what they're doing.
Stay away though.
Yeah. So, tell me what sucked about it. I thought every match was good. I thought every storyline was solid.
Now that's okay. That's where I'm gonna say a B, and I'm gonna say it went up to an A level after the fact. The reason I say B and the reason I can see maybe some of Daniel Price's points on a C plus is because the wrestling was top notch. There's no question about that. But the connection of the feuds, I just want to real quickly make the argument. The Lucha Brothers and Bucks have a lot of history, but they were named on Rampage or Dynamite before the final as the new challengers. QT and Paul White doesn't move the needle at all for me to watch Big Show beat a guy that should be getting some love for how much TV time you give him and a faction in QT Marshall. Didn't happen. Jericho and MJF, why'd you put the career on there? Why is it part 4 or 5, whatever? I don't know. Kingston and Miro, thought you did a very good job of that build. Mox and Kojima, you're just saying Mox and insert guy here and fans will care. And I guess they did. The Casino Battle Royale, the women's, I thought was better than the men's.
Yeah, so Soji says, I don't want to cut you off, but it's on the topic, if I may. Soji says, Battle Royale sucked, Rob, up until Rosa and Ruby. It's a Battle Royal.
Yeah, but it was fine. It was better than the men's ones.
Yeah.
Punk and Darby was solid. Of course, that build was good. And then Kenny and Christian, I thought the build was okay. But again, you didn't think that Kenny was going to lose, and you were just waiting for the debuts, especially when they booked it as the main event, because it felt a little lackluster to come on the heels of some of the other matches.
I actually, with all the shit they threw after that match, I actually understand now why it was less than the first one.
Right.
Because you don't want to make everybody's head explode by some wild, crazy
Banger
ending to a banger of a match, and then all that happens. We can't handle that.
Yeah. But my point being is
Bryan
half the
could.
storylines didn't have the connection they should have with the audience. All of them were great matches. No question about it. If you go on wrestling ability or wrestling matches, I'd give you A. But that's why I gave it a B, is because of the connectivity. Until those other 2 guys showed up, you didn't really have that emotion where, like Bryan, you can see patreon.com/MOWP, you can see Bryan's face and his elatedness of him
My
being
childlike whimsy.
Yeah.
They're not up yet. Don't go in there now and look. You can watch other shit there.
But yeah, I mean, here's the thing, guys. I think that AEW is obviously trending up, is doing a good job. I think the next big seismic shift, as Rob calls it, in the industry, is them partnering with a streaming network. They have got to get on a streaming network that will show Dark and Elevation. Maybe they still show them on YouTube, but delay it a week or whatever. Put those two shows on there. Show their old pay-per-views if you want on there. Generate some revenue and partner there on the streaming. They could put what I thought me and Rob watched and was good. They did a whole pre-show thing for All Out. Brian, I don't know if you saw it, but it featured all the commentators like Taz and JR and Tony introducing in Excalibur, talking about each match and how the build was and the rivalry and how we got there and splicing in clips.
I don't think they need a streaming service.
No, they don't need their own, Rob. I'm not saying
I
they need their
understand what you're
own.
saying. I understand what you're saying. Netflix is running AEW. I
Right,
understand what you're saying. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, that's the perfect time.
I don't like the idea of them having a streaming service. They're on YouTube right now. And just be clear, yes, you get paid per view from YouTube, right? You still have sponsors that you've hired internally for your show, right? So you're still getting sponsorship deals as well. And they're on there.
You have more control.
They're on there for as long as you want them to be. You take your old pay-per-views and honestly, put them on fucking YouTube as well. Put them on fucking YouTube and let them just rack up views forever. It'll be a fucking piggy bank forever, right?
They've had 100 Dynamites. I think they would be cool if they had a streaming service that if somebody, let's just say right now, and this is my pitch to you, Brian, for this. If they have somebody who just started watching AEW today, they're watching because of Punk, because of Bryan Danielson, everybody, they just started watching in the last month. 100 Dynamites, they want to go back and watch them. All the pay-per-views, I don't know the count, let's say 12. They want to go back and watch them. There's no real, they could hunt for it, but they should be able to make money off of it too.
They are making money.
They
are making money.
If they were with a service like you said, Netflix or HBO Max or something, where you could go and watch all the old Dynamites and all the old pay-per-views.
They're a brand new company. They need to build a fan base.
I agree. I said that's the next level. I said that's the next shift. There's nobody else. I don't think Bray Wyatt, even if he shows up, makes the needle move that much more. I think the next shift.
I'm just trying to figure out where
to see.
I'm just trying to figure out where the difference in money is coming from. You're talking about. Why is the money going to be more?
It's control. They can control everything that way.
They can control everything on YouTube.
No, they can't.
What do you mean they can't?
They don't own YouTube.
They can put whatever they want up on their channel on YouTube.
They can, but they can't decide, I want to get this revenue from this. I want to pull in this. They get whatever they get for clicks.
You
for
literally
5
just
views.
said nothing. You know that. I want to pull this in, and I want to do that. What is this and that? Widgets?
No, they don't. Okay, so if YouTube decides they want to put Subway ads before their videos, they can do that. They can't go, oh, we don't want Subway ads before our videos. It's not your platform. It's ours. This is how we sold the advertising.
I'm pretty sure the numbers they're getting from Google, I'm pretty sure that the YouTube would give them whatever ads they wanted there.
But would they give them the same price? I don't think they can make the same price tag.
I'm pretty sure they have. Sure that there's not going to be a condom commercial. I'm pretty sure somebody said, "Hey, I don't want condom commercials during our show."
I'm not talking about condom commercials.
No,
I'm talking about the revenue. If YouTube makes,
you made a point, and I'm countering that point.
If YouTube makes from Subway $50,000, how much do you think that they're giving to AEW? Versus if AEW rents that space,
I don't think
they could get the $50,000.
I don't think you know. I don't think you know this well enough.
Yes, they get paid. They get paid $5 for whatever the hell it is, 1,000 viewers. So the 6 million they get a shit ton from YouTube, but they don't have the same level of control. They're not in bed with YouTube. They're paid for.
They
them.
have full.
They're
control.
one of their customers.
They have full control. And if I have a customer, no, I just made the argument against your whole. Well, what if they don't want fucking this advertiser come up on the banner? That was your point.
Yes,
and I answered that.
Said, and my counterpoint was about the money, Rob.
Yes, and I'm telling you about the money. If AEW says to YouTube, who garners a lot of views for their site, says we don't want condom commercials or Subway commercials
It's not about
on
what
our
they
platform.
want. Now the
yes,
money.
they will because
No,
they're a
'cause-
customer.
No,
If you
we've
have a
already moved
customer-
past this.
if
You've
you have a-
made your counterpoint to
No,
the customer.
you're not listening.
I'm talking about money now. So now, whatever
Okay,
customer,
all right.
it could be Subway, it could be condoms.
Yeah.
YouTube's getting 50 grand,
Yeah.
and AEW's getting 20 grand.
And they can still advertise on their show as well.
AEW can't say
They can still advertise on their show
AEW
as
can't
well.
say, "We
You're
want
being a
50
child
grand."
right now.
we want the whole 50 grand. YouTube's not going to cave to that. They're going to go, no, we need you to keep our thing running.
All right, you're right.
Well, we're going to leave.
You're right.
Brian, you got anything, man?
You're right.
I don't.
It's one is you're in control,
Yeah,
not just of your content,
we heard the in control.
but also
we heard,
your payout.
Yeah, you're in control. You're wrong on everything you said.
Okay.
You're wrong,
Okay.
but whatever.
Let's see what we got on the board. Did they not meet Khan's seal of approval for kindness and inclusivity? He's talking about see Vince after the 7 years and you wouldn't take me back. I don't know what Daniel Price is talking about there because Rob's got half the screen blocked. So I don't know
I didn't
what
do
else the
that.
board said.
That's fucking Brian's survey shit.
Oh,
Survey shit. Oh,
yeah.
it's still
Nope.
up there.
Give me Luther.
Yeah, we got shit stuck on there. Whatever, man.
Oh, well, I
there,
can't
so-
see what's after.
There you go.
Any event, we will be back on Wednesday to discuss Dynamite. I believe, Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, Andrade and Pac is moved to Rampage on Friday.
Correct.
Okay. So that's not terrible. We'll get it, but it sucks for them to not be part of this like monumental show. You know, if you think about that, it really hurts the performers more than the fans. We're going to get that match. But it kind of sucks that they had to get left off this card.
I wanted to go back to Stike's comment, kind of like up above. He was talking about the grading for the pay-per-view. He was there live, and he said a B+ only because we weren't there to see what happened after the cameras were
Yeah,
on.
why are you gonna say that shit, Stike, and not like write down? Or
Stike, call in real quick, Stike.
you
I want to
don't
know what happened.
you don't know the capabilities right now. You can't just have
Yeah, we
people
don't.
calling in.
Yeah, where are you going to call in?
Where you-
1-900 numbers? What the fuck?
Did
Oh,
you
I thought
did
you
you
called
set up the
the
system so he could call in?
I thought you could call in the Skype or something. My bad.
Skype, FaceTime us now.
Yeah.
Fucking do it. Do it.
We're gonna just have your head pop up next to Brian's. We can just do that.
For all we know, Stike's one of those dudes who chokes himself while he masturbates and watches us. We don't want
Tell
him to
us
call
what
in.
happened.
Yeah,
Psych.
he's like Excalibur sitting at his screen with a lucha mask.
I hate you, Adam.
He doesn't want to call in. Yeah, he says they need to do a background check on their security guards before they hire them, though.
It was over. Let's just say they should
Yeah.
be fired. Ooh.
Daniel Price says they only have control over their YouTube channel. That's it. They can't control what YouTube advertises on their channel. TNT personally chooses who their sponsors are. Thank you, DP. That's what I was trying to tell him.
Can I
but
make one?
didn't
Can
know
I
what
make
was
one
talking
point that I was
Yes,
trying to
please
make?
do.
That I was trying to make,
Go
and
for
you
it.
kept cutting me off. If I have a customer that is a huge customer that makes me lots of money, and that customer says to me, "I would like certain benefits because of the amount of money I provide you," I'm going to accommodate that customer in certain ways. And one of those would be, I want this kind of advertisement. I want this kind of advertising share from what comes up
Yeah,
there.
You already said that.
No, I didn't, because you cut
You
me off.
did. Yeah, I cut you off
I'm
because
not
we
gonna-
already
I'm okay,
we
I'm
already
not-
got
it's
to
gonna-
that.
it's gonna
They
annoy me.
can't talk about the money.
You're
They can
wrong.
go, yeah, we
You're-
want Subway.
You're both
but
fucking
they're
wrong.
not about how much money we get from them. That money's going to go to YouTube.
Yes,
They
and
can
then,
say,
and
I
then
want
AEW,
this, and I want
and
that.
then AEW could say, fine, we'll pull our content off. And the millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of views that you were getting,
Millions.
you won't have anymore.
Yeah, but
It's called
you,
leverage.
you heard what I was saying about the
So
money.
what's the next?
They want 100%. If
It's over,
AEW
right?
says, slaps it on the table, it's not about
They
Subway
get a
or
percentage.
condoms. No, they say, I want
They
my
get a
entire
percentage.
percentage. I want 100%
No,
of
they
the
get
ads from that.
They,
They,
get a-
wouldn't do it.
Oh my fucking god!
They wouldn't do it. You're the one who went back
too
to the same
serious.
points. They wouldn't do it. They can't just
all right,
give them
okay,
the money.
all right, all right.
They
Come on.
have to take
Come
their
on, next
cut.
topic. Next
You
topic.
take out the
Next
middleman.
fucking topic,
You
man.
make more money. That's business 101 if you take out the
Let it go,
middleman.
man.
That's all I was saying. In any event, there is no next topic. We were closing the show. So we'll be back on Wednesday to discuss Dynamite, where Brian, Kiera, and I will be reviewing it. Rob may join us like he did at the end of last week's show if there's something worth talking about, which there probably will with two big debuts that just happened last night. and kind of see where their characters go. I hope it's more than just an 8-man tag match. They can get there, but I hope there's the one-on-ones for their debuts. Quality matches. Adam Cole could fight Jungle Boy over that kick. That would be a good way to go. Bryan Danielson doesn't have to go straight to Omega. As Rob said, he could go through either the Bucks or Cole or something. There's so much to talk about. There's so many possibilities and ways to get places. It'll just be a fun ride. And right now, it's an exciting time in wrestling. Not so much if you're watching Raw, but otherwise, it's pretty good. So come back, check us out on Wednesday. We'll be here, same smart time, same smart channel.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is produced and edited by You Record Studios and is recorded live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following WWE programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.